Keyword for today, devices.
Devices, yeah.
I have a question for you.
Okay, shoot.
Device,
Yeah.
devices.
Yep.
The plural for device is just simply adding an S.
Devices, yeah.
Okay. From device, I
Yeah.
always think about equipment.
Yes.
But equipment
Yeah.
normally
Yeah, normally.
won't have an S
Correct.
at the end.
Yeah, it's a collective noun.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like moose. There's no, you don't say, mouse, mice. You don't say moose, mice. It's just moose, even if you got 1,000 of them.
Yeah.
Same thing with equipment. I have my equipment in 5 different locations. You don't say I have my equipments
Yeah. Interesting.
in
huh?
5 different, 5 different locations.
Yeah, but
so.
devices.
Yeah, absolutely. And
And,
why are we talking about devices?
Because of medical devices.
Medical devices.
Yeah.
Being where they are not supposed to be. You go get a surgery and you're okay after. Everyone's like, oh, yay, it went well. And then a month later, you're like, ouch, what is that? Or in the case of a newborn baby, ow, what is that? What has that kid got? Why is there a bump growing off my kid's head? Either he's like, turning into a unicorn, or maybe he's got a little something left behind after the operation.
God.
Yes, and people probably noticed on the weekend. I think it was close to front page news that we had a record number of medical devices left inside people after operations.
Oh.
Including like up to
God.
12 centimeter long tubes and things like that. Now, with the volume of, it is inevitable that some of that is going to happen.
You're not talking about medical cotton, but actual
cotton in some cases, but
cotton. Sometimes it's cotton.
Drill bits.
Sometimes drill bits.
Tubes.
Yeah.
Medical tubing were left inside a patient's kidney. I mean, there was all this kind of wacky stuff.
So you have a record number.
Record number. I think 7 in the last 6 months, which is quite high.
Wow.
So this was reported. Now, okay, so, all right, that's not great. That's actually pretty, something that we should be on top of.
Okay, but we are doing solution journalism here.
Solution journalism.
Yeah.
I think...
Solution to this.
Yeah, the question remains... So then the question is, how does this happen, and how do they not notice? Now, doctors are aware that this is a potential problem when they do a surgery. Nurses are responsible. One of the responsibilities they have is, at the end of an operation...
Count.
Make sure everything that was brought into the operating room goes out of the operating room, not in the body of the patient. Right? And in some of these cases, it was a whole piece of equipment. Sometimes it was a little piece of equipment that had broken off, like a little piece of a drill bit. I think in the case they were doing a pelvis operation, they had to drill into somebody's hip. And, this goes to, if the nurses are making more mistakes, does this go to the nurse shortage problem? Are they overworked? Are nurses getting in there after having worked, a 16-hour shift? They go home, they only get 4 or 5 hours, and then they're back in again.
Interesting.
It goes to Hong Kong's nurse shortage problem.
Yep.
Right?
So to solve this, the solution is to drastically think about ways to increase the number of nurses in Hong Kong.
To increase the number of nurses, or you take this responsibility out of the hands of the nurses. Maybe you have surgical tool counting specialists. Well, this is it. But they said that one of the problems with the nurses may be if the nurse is not so experienced with these types of equipment, she might not recognize a piece of that equipment is missing if it's a very small thing. So maybe you get, tool counting specialists. And I know that this drill is meant to have 12 pieces.
Yeah.
Well, not just is the drill there. Yes, are all 12 pieces of it intact, not broken, not potentially inside a patient? Or, of course, people are saying we need more nurses. That need has been identified, but maybe this is something we can...
All right.
Do you really need to have the full spectrum of training of a nurse to count specialized equipment? Maybe you just learn about the equipment and you are a counter. We get like autistic, come in and do the job.
That's why today's keyword is devices.
Devices.
It's plural.
Yes.
Better count it correctly.
Yes. You don't want multiple devices left in your body after an operation. That's for sure.
Thank you.
All right, you bet. Cheers.